impoverished woman bravely carries on. For their young and old. For keeping a roof over their heads. On a war-torn, chauvinistic and desperate landscape. Burning birds on CinemaWorld.
Hi, thank you again for being here with us, Sanjeewa. Maybe you'd like to introduce yourself and your film.
Thank you very much, CinemaWorld and Meghana, for having me this interview with the intention to air my second feature film, Burning Birds. In Sri Lanka, we call it Devenaviya. So actually, I'm a professional filmmaker. Burning Birds is my second film, and the first one, Flying Fish, which was premiered in a Tiger competition at Rotterdam back in 2011, and which was in 2015. And that is my background. And currently, I'm working on two projects. One is already completed, and the other one is in post-production.
So how did you get started into filmmaking? Did you used to do short films, or is it like just started off with projects?
Yeah, actually, I was born in the same village that you are seeing in the film. It is far from Colombo, which is northeast part of Sri Lanka. So where I born and grew up, which is the part of the Sri Lankan Civil War. And then I came Colombo to be a television moderator. And then I realized it was not my job. And so many people didn't accept me for the television. I don't know, maybe because of my appearance, because of my background. And then I realized, okay, so I watched several films in Colombo. I didn't have that much experience back in my hometown in Trincomalee, in eastern part. And when I see the Sri Lankan films, I realized that I have so many stories to share with the world. That is the moment I started to be a filmmaker. And then we didn't actually so far, we do not have a film school in Sri Lanka. I started to learn watching films and learning language to read things, because I didn't know even English that time. I was started to learn English parallel. I watching two films to learn how to be a filmmaker. And both way helped me. And then there was a film program. It's not a school, but just a program. I followed that. And then I had a chance to go to Korea to study cinema. So with that, I made several short films. And several means actually two short films. And with these two short films and the education I received from South Korea, I could make my first film. All about the biggest intention to be a filmmaker for me. There was so many, and still there are stories that in my head from my childhood to share the world. This is the thing that why I am working as a filmmaker.
It is really inspiring, especially for a lot of people who are interested in short films or just interested in filmmaking, who might not have the resources to also start. And it's really inspiring to hear you talk about your own journey as a filmmaker. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about Burning Birds, which will be premiering on our channel. So what was the main inspiration behind this story?
Actually, there are several isolated stories to start this film. The first thing actually, so when I was 11 years old, back in 1989, so my father was passed away. So then that time we had 8 kids at our family, and then my mother, so she had to take care of all of us and feed us, educated us. I saw how much difficulties that she carried on her shoulder, and it was very heartbreaking time for all of us. And actually, I, as a 11 years kid, helped my mother to take care of our family. And anyhow, our main intention was to study, to go to school, learn, and to be someone in the world. So it is the main thing. This is one thing. My mother was one of the biggest inspiration. Her courage, her journey, her fight against odd things, and so and her fascination journey to take care of her kids. This is the biggest story. Actually, this is kind of homage to my mother. And then I saw in my village there were several ladies. They were doing prostitutions to take care of their kids, and still I am seeing these ladies in my village. But now they don't do that. But still I'm seeing that now they are getting old, and so it's heartbreaking for me. And I saw how many arrogance and cruelty against them in the village from the people. And this is kind of second inspiration for the film. So these all things helped me and inspired me to make this film Burning Birds. If I summarize these things, it started with these personal things, what happened to my family. My father passed away. And then I wanted to bring this personal story kind of to a bigger social political canvas. And this is how I intertwine these all stories to one story, to tell the story about my country and my people and myself.
I think, again, it's really inspiring, and also you can really see how much hard work you've put into this film. In general, like, how would you describe I guess not the struggles, but the challenges in this journey of yours and being a filmmaker, whether it be just Burning Birds, like making of Burning Birds, or in general with your career?
As you know, all the author filmmakers have a difficult time. Now I realize not only the author filmmaker, even the big guns, even in Hollywood or Bollywood, everybody have difficulties make films. But particularly filmmakers like us, living in country like Sri Lanka, we had a huge difficult times. Compared to that, for example, if you think Bangladesh, the Bangladesh economically is a little bit not strong like Sri Lanka, but Bangladesh is spending money for cultural things. They have a budget for grant filmmakers. Actually, every year they granting five grants for 5 filmmakers. But Sri Lanka, we don't have that kind of support. So it always a tremendous challenge for filmmakers in Sri Lanka. Yes, making this film actually, I'm quite lucky to get some support from Doha Film Institution and the post-production support from Rotterdam, Hubert Balfans of Rotterdam, and the CNC in France, because these supports gave me a backbone to do the post-production in France and to get this production quality a little bit higher. But so less are a very, very minimal salary for the artists, for the crew, and even for us. And it always difficult. But the good thing that we are managing to finish our product, that always difficult. But on the other hand, as a filmmaker, I am kind of lucky person to get support from internationally, relatively some of other filmmakers. For example, I selected to the Cine Foundation residents to develop this project, and I had a chance to develop the script in Jerusalem at the Jerusalem International Film Lab. These kind of supports, and on the other hand, it always a challenge to find out producers to invest film in Sri Lanka, because we have no professional filmmakers in Sri Lanka. And then distributing films, it's an enormous challenge again in Sri Lanka, because the people sometimes not interested in releasing this type of films, and they always like crabs, So it doesn't mean that we don't have an audience, but we have audience. But these distributors are not like address these small audiences. That's the problem. So yeah, this is the background as a filmmaker that we are facing in Sri Lanka.
So, as you've mentioned, it's distributing the films in Sri Lanka, even though there's an audience, is a bit of a challenge. So, what do you think about this showcase that we're doing on our channel? Because, like we've mentioned, we have a really strong Sri Lankan audience for our channel, and that is mostly the reason why we're doing this. We're spearheading this showcase, and we are trying to show Sri Lankan talent on our channel. So, what do you feel about this?
Actually, this is a very good opportunity for Sri Lankan filmmakers, and I guess this might be the first Sri Lankan feature film will be showing on your channel, and especially the CinemaWorld. It's a very respectable channel, and you are screening very good films, as I know. And for a filmmaker like me, it's a great opportunity, because this film with telecasting on your channel, able to watch many people around the globe, and so that is a great chance and great opportunity for us. And then when the global audience seeing this film, and they are also come to know about the Sri Lankan films, and that little avenue open a bigger path to other Sri Lankan films and filmmakers to find their ways on channel like you. So that is a great channel, a great thing that I am seeing with this opportunity.
And we're really glad to have these films on our channel to showcase them as well. Finally, like, what do you want to say about, I think this, anything more that you want to say about the Sri Lankan film industry, or any advice you want to give to upcoming filmmakers?
For example, I have no advice to give anyone else, because I'm not a teacher or I'm not a superior than them. I'm just among among them, but I would happy to share my experience with them, and I'm urging all the Sri Lankan young filmmakers, learn the language as much as you can. This learning language give you a key to open the windows of the library, which is containing so much knowledge of the world. These are the things that I can share with you or with all the young filmmakers, but don't take this as kind of as advices that I am giving you, because I have no advices, because as a filmmaker, I'm still struggling to make my films. Sometimes I'm mortgaging my land and getting money from other people, and then struggling to pay back. But I'm trying to survive as a filmmaker. This is not something to cry. This is the way that we have to work. This is the way that all the filmmakers, artists have been worked in the history of the world, right? So then we have to understand all the artists, filmmakers are not having a sophisticated lifetime, most of them. So then what I am suggesting all the young filmmakers, getting into the work, doing your things, and make films. That's it.
I think that's a really good, not advice, but good thought to have, a good belief to have. So, is there anything else you'd like to just say, or?
Just one thing. So I would like to ask you to give the more opportunities as much as you can to all the Sri Lankan filmmakers. So that would help Sri Lankan cinema go forward to showcase their films to the world. And so I guess you can find out some gems in Sri Lankan cinema, and to support them to carry on their future.
This is our first venture into, I think, just a showcase, and also especially just a Sri Lankan industry. So hopefully after this, more will come. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Meghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sanjeewa, for being here.